Well Rooted is brought to you by Jarrar and Associates CPAs. With locations throughout Los Angeles, Jarrar and Associates has been guiding entrepreneurs and creatives towards realizing their dreams for over 20 years. Discover how they can support your vision at jarrarcpa.com. Hey, it's Haneen. Welcome to another episode of Well Rooted. Today I am joined by Iraqi Chaldean Assyrian comic, actor, writer, producer Paul Elia. We're talking all about his brand new special, Good Son, as well as some of his experiences that led to that special and advice he has for other comics in the industry. This was actually one of the funniest episodes I've ever recorded. I can't wait for you guys to hear it. So without further ado, please welcome Paul Elia. Paul Elia, thank you for being here. Welcome to Well Rooted.
Wow, thank you for having me.
I'm really excited about this. Dare I say, I think comedians are my favorite guests.
Really?
Yeah. Is that rare?
No.
Okay.
Comedians are fun.
They're fun. You guys are not camera shy. It's usually, there's always a good story thrown in there too. So I'm excited for this. And I just watched your brand new special, A Good Son.
Good Son.
A Good Son. Okay, Good Son.
Yeah,
there we go. I just watched it. Love. And I have to say, your relationship with your parents is really at the heart of a lot of what you talk about on the special. So talk to me about what you discovered a good son to truly be.
Well, first of all, thank you for watching it.
Yeah,
like getting people to watch stuff is sometimes so difficult because there's so many things out. Like people don't even watch the full special. They're just like, oh man, I've seen the clips.
Yeah.
And they'll like watch clips. Like I'm sure even with this podcast, you'll have like incredible guests. And they're like, oh my God, I saw it. Yeah, that clip.
Yeah. And they'll be like, what was your favorite part? And they're like, the 30-second.
The clip.
Yeah. On Instagram.
Wow. So, I really wanted to write something personal. And when I made a decision to just set a date. I was like, the date I'm gonna shoot this is November 14th. I didn't really even have the idea yet.
No way.
I didn't know the title of this or what the center of the special was going to be until maybe 4 weeks before I shot it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it just kind of came to me. And I was like, this show, because originally I was going to call it We Us.
Okay.
Which is because I had this recurring theme where I'm trying to mention that, like, I feel like I'm the middle child of the world. And I just want everyone to just be friends and be happy. Like even, different political beliefs, different religious beliefs, different ethnic backgrounds, different ways to look at the world. I'm like, I think we should look at what's gray and look at what we all have in common. So that was originally what I was planning on talking about. And then I just really started to get pulled into this other thing about being a good son. And a lot of it was because I found myself constantly lying to my mom.
Relatable.
I would lie to her because she'd be like, hey, where are you going on the weekends? Like let's say it's Friday night. Yeah. And I'm saying, I'm going to go to my friend Nars's house, which is what I would normally do. And then as I'm 38 and I'm with my mom and I'm going to go hang out with my fiance. And I tell my mom I got shows in Toronto. So I will be gone for a couple of days. And then I'm just staying in Michigan.
Right.
So I kind of found myself doing that thing where it's like, I'm lying to her because I don't want to destroy her perception of me.
That's really interesting.
Yeah. So I always felt like being a good son, in a lot of ways, that I found was hilarious was being dishonest.
Yeah. You were like protecting her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was protecting her because I can't be like, Mom, I'm going to go hang out with my wife and then we're going to, probably go out to a bar and drink and then go home after and sleep in the same bed.
Yeah. God forbid.
Bro, it would destroy her.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So it's like a dichotomy of like, you're doing this stuff like behind their back, but you're protecting them from it. And that's really what ends up making you a good son, because you do compare it to like white kids that are like, I just want to be seen by my parents. I thought that was so spot on. And we really don't want to. Not that much.
Wow. Yeah. We don't want to be seen.
No.
We don't want them to see us. And they also don't want to see us.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us. We don't want to see them.
We just know about each other.
Yeah. And it's all really rooted in like protection, because like they just want to protect us. Like they don't want us to be in harm's way. And I've always felt like telling her exactly what she needs to know. And she would also do that to me too. Like there's a lot of things going on in her life that she wouldn't tell me the full
Right.
thing.
100%. Did they watch the special?
I don't know.
Really?
I got to ask her again. My mom
Okay.
said she saw some of it and then she said she fell asleep.
Okay.
So I made her tired.
All right. I have to say, I was not asleep at all. I was on board. I was laughing. I actually was watching it and my son was next to me, which was hilarious because he was laughing too. So yeah, I definitely wasn't falling asleep, but you don't know if they watch this special, but usually if you tell jokes about your parents, do you run it past them or do you give them a preview?
So I played some of
Okay.
the original version to her, the parts that she's in,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, Mom, if there's anything I say that you don't like, tell me and I'm gonna take it out.
Okay.
I was like, if there's anything you don't like, I'm gonna take it out. And there was a few moments where I was like, I hope she's not like, take this out. Please don't say take this out. So I played some of it and then I put it in pieces so she could just see. So I didn't want her to watch the whole rough draft because she's gonna be like, why is the color so ugly?
Right.
And then I'm like, Mom, there's color correction. She goes, no, this looks terrible. Like, like she's gonna get
Gonna
sound
find
design.
other things. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna get sound design or like if there's like notes on the screen, she's gonna be like, oh, there's letters.
That's hilarious.
So I was like, let me just play her the sections that she's in. So
Right.
I played her the most problematic one I thought of, like where I mentioned that I don't think my mom and dad love each other.
Yeah.
So I played her that, and then she saw that and she goes, no, yeah, it's true.
But you know what? But you're so right because typically we don't see our parents love each other. Like we don't know it's not usually a romantic story. Your parents were in an arranged marriage, you mentioned. Mine were as well. There was nothing really romantic that started that marriage, right?
Totally.
And so you don't really grow up watching that necessarily.
Yeah, and
play
that's
out.
why I was always so confused when I'd see like romantic movies and I would see like the guy get the girl and the guy run in the rain for the woman. I'm like, my dad would never run in the rain
Yeah, it's
for anyone.
anyway. I saw really quick that you were at the roast of Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
How was that?
it's fantastic. It's
I-
funny as hell.
It was. I made it through like the first hour and 20 minutes. I haven't finished it, but it was hilarious. Have you ever thought about if there was a roast of Paul Elia, who would be up there, who you would not want up there?
Who would I not? Honestly, I would love anyone who has some jokes to be up there. I don't discriminate. I love laughing at myself. I genuinely love it. I love when people do impressions of me. I have some friends that'll do an impression of me and it's just like this high-pitched squeal laugh. Like they just act like I'm on
Is
drugs.
that what your laugh is like?
Yeah, because sometimes like when things are really funny, I'll just be like, I just like lose control of myself and I start to like move. And like my friends are like, this is Paul. And they start to do this like insane cracked out version of me. And it's so funny. And I love laughing at myself. I love when people make fun of me or when people clown me. It's so fun. And like, I just grew up in that environment where the lunch table and school was the funnest part of my day, was sitting at the lunch table and all of us just roasting each other. So I would do that for years. So I would say like anyone who has some funny stuff to say, I would welcome anything.
Really? Anything?
Anything.
Because I think, now this is a suggestion, maybe it's a little off. I think your dad on your roast would be, just based off of what you shared on your special.
My dad roasting me?
Yeah.
Man, that would be great.
Would that be great in front of everybody? Just
That would
having
be
your dad up
fantastic.
there? No one could do it like an immigrant dad.
That would be fantastic.
Amazing.
I think he would be completely overwhelmed. I think he would have insane stage fright. And I think he would freeze under pressure. And he's going to need a translator.
For sure. For sure. But we were speaking earlier about how you are the middle child. You have two older brothers,
Yeah.
one younger brother, 4 boys. Were you always the comedian in the family? Were you just always sort of trying to make sure everyone was okay and everyone was happy?
It was a little bit of both.
Okay.
I think I found a lot of people really accepted me when I was funny. Like I was getting picked on a lot in school and it's for various reasons. It was like my size. I had really big glasses. I just looked very pickable. So to get out of it, I would just do impressions of my bullies, or I would do an impression of someone else, or I would just reenact some funny scene. And people really were drawn to that. And I started to make friends just based on my impressions. Like people would knock on my door and my mom's like, hey, there's some people here for you. And then I'd go outside and it's like a big crew of kids, like maybe 12 kids. And they're like, hey, do your impression of James. And James, like this big, intimidating, like bully. And then I would do my impression of him and they'd just be like, man, that's so funny. He'd still beat me up, but
Okay.
yeah. He's
At
like,
least he
yeah.
laughed first.
Yeah, he laughed.
Yeah.
He's like, that was funny, man. Yeah. All right, now I'm going to beat your ass. I'm like, okay.
Hilarious. I mean, you bought yourself some time.
Bought myself some
Yeah,
time.
you bought yourself some time. But what do you think? I mean, just going off of impressions, what do you think President Trump would say if he found out that an Iraqi comedian does the best impression of him?
Iraqi comedian doing an impression of me. I'd probably say I'm very flattered. Flattered because we don't hear about Iraq. We don't hear about them, although they're in the World Cup. They're in the World Cup. They're going to lose. They're going to lose very quickly, but I'm actually pretty impressed. I thought he was Italian.
You do pass for Italian.
Yeah, I get that all the time.
That's like, is that the thing you're most like mistaken for? Is Italian?
Yeah, people think I'm either Italian or I'm someone else.
Like who?
I don't know. Like people sometimes will say I look like some celebrities, and then other times people just be like, yo, you look like my friend Dave.
Okay.
And then I'm like, all right. And then they're like, yo, I got to show you a photo. And then they'll just search. And, it's hard to find photos of David's.
Right. Okay.
So they're just on their phone just like looking, and I just have to wait.
Wait for them to find the right Dave.
And then they're like this. Oh, here it is. And then it's like the ugliest person. Or sometimes just like a really old guy. And then, or it's like some guy that kind of looks like me. And then I'm like, oh man, that's crazy. And then they're like, all right, well, my train's gone now. This happens a lot in New York. I get stopped.
Okay.
Because like other random Italian people I look like. Or people say I look like the Punisher.
Who is that?
John Bernthal. People say I look like him.
I'll Google him.
And then people say I look like the guy from Mindy Kaling's show.
Yes.
What's his name? Baldoni?
Yes.
People say I look like him. Yeah, the doctor. He's hot.
Yeah.
He's hot.
He was the guy in the show.
Yeah, so I'm like, thank you.
Thank you. You could, yeah. Next thing you know, you're cast in a new Mindy Kaling series.
Yeah, or
like the love interest.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That I'll do anything.
Yeah.
And I also have had people recognize me, and then as they get close, they realize I'm not who they think I am, and then they'll just unrecognize me.
That's insane.
Like they'll come ready with a photo or with the phone.
They're ready.
And then as they get close, they just like kind of turn away and
this happens so often that you already know what it is as you see it happening.
Yeah.
You do have, because you've been in so many things that I don't think people understand how many things you've been in until they research you for a podcast, that it's like, oh, I have seen him so many times actually.
Yeah. I'd be around.
You'd be around.
I'd be around, player.
Yeah. Another theme, another topic that you mention a lot in your special are your roots.
Yes.
Chaldean, Assyrian. You are my first Chaldean Assyrian guest. My last guest right before you was Iraqi, but
Iraqi. Who was it?
It was a friend of mine. Her name is Layla. She actually founded a tech company to help detect mines in Iraq.
Wow.
Yeah. She's like a mom of four. Like she's amazing. Yeah. But today we have Paul
Iraqi
Elia.
women, bro.
Iraqi women. That's like, talk about building systems that serve our people. Like, I love that. And it kind of goes hand in hand with like, even like what you're doing when you're writing and producing and creating a space for our stories that didn't exist before. And I would say you're probably the most notable Chaldean Assyrian we have in Hollywood.
Yeah. I'm really blessed. I think it's been a journey. I think honestly, I've been even struggling to even understand my own identity for a long time, which I mentioned in this special because I didn't even know Chaldeans were Assyrians. I had no idea until I was like 30 years old.
Wow.
And it's like this whole other thing in my life. So it's kind of like when Egyptians kind of find out that they're technically not Arab. And they're
They're
just
not?
like, yeah, they're like, wait, we're not technically Arab?
Okay.
So it's like this thing of, you know what I mean? They're like, well,
Yeah.
it's not technically considered. Cause I made a video about how I said that Egyptians, they say Leben instead of Halib.
Oh, yeah.
And then like it started this whole thing. And then like all these Egyptians are like, we're actually technically not Arab. And I'm like, what?
So what are they?
I don't know.
Because I know Lebanese will say they're Phoenician,
Phoenician.
right?
Yeah. And I don't even know what that means.
Same.
So I guess it does make sense because if you think about the borders are all arbitrary. Someone just drew a bunch of borders and said, this is who you are.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but with Assyrians, it's a little more complicated because this is like within the last 500 years that the name Chaldean was being used as like an ethnic identity because it's not an ethnic identity. It's a church.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I'm doing my best to like just embrace both and just represent my community the most honest way I can. So that's why if I ever say anything, I have to say Assyrian. I'll say Iraqi Assyrian. I'll say Chaldean Assyrian. I'll say Assyrian. I can't just be like, I'm Chaldean. Because it's like,
It diminishes
yeah.
the other part of your identity.
Which is what well-rooted. That's why like I was excited to be here because it's like, all we have is who we are.
Yeah.
All we have is who we are. And if we don't embrace that, if we don't talk about that, if that's not the basis of all our creativity, then I think we're doing ourselves a disservice.
That's beautifully said. I 100% agree with you. And I feel like personally, I think you and I are the same age. You're a February 88 baby.
Yeah.
I'm a February 88 baby. Ah! But you're not an Aquarius. What are you?
Pisces.
Pisces. Okay.
February 23rd.
Okay. February 7th, Aquarius. But I feel like we grew up in a time, like we were like in 8th grade when, let's say, 9/11 happened. And then we started like experiencing a different side of growing up in this country just based off of our identities, and I just feel like there have been times, a lot of people that have sat in that chair have said how they grew up sometimes feeling really not close, like very distant to who their identities and maybe attempting to distance themselves on purpose just to survive and get by. And then a lot of people have really revisited that identity in their adult life, especially recently with how everything that's going on in the world and just feeling like needing more community, I would say. That's a very long-winded way of saying, do you feel like you have gone through those phases where maybe you weren't as tied to your identity, but have felt like this calling to revisit it and learn more about who you really are?
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the jokes in my special I'm the most proud of is that Chaldean Assyrian joke about identity and confusion. So I think I'm really blessed, honestly, because I know there's some people that are just like, they're just kind of disinterested. They're kind of lost. It doesn't really mean anything to them.
Mm-hmm.
Like you tell someone, hey, you're Italian. They're just like, dude, I'm white. I'm white. And I'm like, dude, white is not even a race.
Yeah.
You're German. You're Scottish. You're Polish.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like an origin that you're from and you should be proud of that. And I guess later on in life, I was afraid that that's what was going to happen to me.
Mm-hmm.
That I was going to my children's children are just going to be like, oh man, I'm white. And it's like, oh, you're actually this other thing. And it's like, man, I'm white, bro.
Yeah.
And I think they do it subtly with the census. Why don't they have Arab? Why don't they have Assyrian? Why don't they have other denominations and groups in these questions? Why is it only 5? Why are they trying to just label just 5, which is Black, white, Latino, Native American, Indigenous, and then other?
Yeah. Why are we othered?
We're othered. We're othered. That's why it's like things like this are important. Well-rooted is important. Be like, hey man, there's actually a definition to othered that you should know about. But I think they all know what they're doing, bro.
They do. And sometimes I think that like the reason why we weren't taught growing up about the history of like Iraq, like think about your geography. I remember 8th grade geography and I remember the Middle East section. And I remember it was like one day, it was like one little unit and it was like a little map, label the map. We didn't really go into who these people truly are. It's obviously very intentional. And then when we talk about like, for example, Iraq, it's just Iraq and it's usually very focused on like the whole Sunni Shia situation, they don't want to go a step further and even explain that there's Kurdish, that there's Chaldean, that there's Assyrian, because that would normalize the conversation of these people being diverse and having diversity within their own unique diversity. Or even when they talk about Palestinians, it's very focused on one type of Palestinian. They don't go into the history of the Christian Palestinian or the Jewish Palestinians because they don't want to tell that narrative. It doesn't feed the story that they're trying to feed here in the West.
Yeah, yet half the history book is about British history.
Yeah.
I'm like, so much British history, bro.
As if it's the center of the world.
Yeah, so much of what I was taught was British history and how America broke off from the British and World War I, World War II. Was majority of history classes for me. Very little about Middle Eastern history, very little about a lot of French history, a lot of Napoleon, a lot of that, but like very little about the history of the cradle of civilization.
Cradle of civilization.
And you're not talking about it?
And the center of everything happening right now. Like everyone needs to know about the region and about the people of that region to understand what's going on today in the news.
Yeah, and I think that's why, what I like that's happening is that we live in a world where it's like, all right, cool. They're like, talk about it then. And that's why like podcasts like this exists.
Yeah.
That's why like Zateo News exists. That's why Al Jazeera exists. That's why like all these outlets are coming out being like, hey man, here's this other narrative. Hey, here's some more history. Hey, here's some more information. Like I just saw, the language my parents speak is called Sudith. Sudith is like a dialect of Aramaic, and it's pretty close to the Persian language. It's the Persian language actually came from our language. Like the Aramaic was like the first like alphabet, people say,
Was it the language of Jesus?
Language of
right?
Jesus.
Yes.
Language of Jesus. So, he hears my prayers.
Yeah.
When I pray.
Directly to
He's like, yeah. Other people pray and I'm like, he's like, no habla. Sorry.
No,
yeah, no English. Yeah, so it's like a lot of these. So I'm really diving into it more, and I want to learn more about my region. I want to go to Iraq. I want to be able to like see where my parents were born, and I think a lot of these things that I normally didn't care about, all of a sudden are kind of all I care about.
Yeah, I totally get that. I feel, here like the Middle Eastern and Arab community in LA, it's very dispersed. It's like really hard to find your people too. And whenever October 7th happened, I just felt this intense desire. Like I need to just meet as many of my people as possible right now because it feels like we're in another planet, right? Like everything that we're being told on the news is not really aligning with things that we know are true about us and our friends and our families. And so as I've like gone on this journey with Well Rooted and just connected with so many different people, I'm like, oh, everyone felt this. Like everyone kind of went through this the last few years very intensely to some degree. And I'm wondering if your comedy has always been representative in some ways of your identity, or if it's kind of been like the product of this evolution over the past few years.
It's kind of both, because a lot of my comedy is not about identity and just about how I look at the world. And I feel like that's always like a filter. I'm always looking at the world from the filter of my roots and who I am. But I try not to make it just all that, because I feel like it's a little incomplete. Because I want people to know about my perspective more than just something that they can kind of just like look up. And like my perspective, a lot of it is rooted on like my family and like how I grew up. So a lot of the stories that I tell, a lot of them, like my favorite stories are all about my family, or have my family involved in some regard. They're always there. Either what they taught me is always there, or they themselves are there in the story. Right. So, I even think this next special that I'm going to do, I think I want to make it a little bit more broad and just a little bit more about myself, make it more even more personal about when I was younger. So it's definitely going to have more layers of like my upbringing for sure. You keep looking at this amazing logo.
Do you like it?
It's so cool.
Thank you.
It's like a little podcast mic, but it's like that's a raw and a
wow.
And a wow. Yeah.
Which like has nothing to do with the English title, but like It does, like if you were to say it in Arabic with an Arabic accent.
Wow. Well, ra, rooted. So it's like the W and the R, but it looks like a mic.
Yeah.
Man, that's cool.
You know what? Because you have like someone was like, you have to have something that tells the audience like it's Middle Eastern or Arab or, you know, in some way. But I'm like, what am I supposed to do? I'm not going to put like a freaking flag. You know, like I was like, I don't. I actually tried that. And they were like, no.
Yeah.
Can't do
this
that.
is cool.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm curious as to what your parents' reaction was when you went into comedy or decided to go into comedy and acting. Because you initially began with acting, correct? And then went into comedy?
Yeah. So their initial reaction was my mom wasn't supportive or unsupportive. She was pretty neutral.
Okay.
But the only thing she would say is that, like, as an example, I'd be working at my mom's beer and wine store. We had a beer and wine store in Detroit. And my mom would see me at the cash register, like, reading a script. And then I would just tell her everything. I'm like, Mom, there's this short film I'm going to do, Mom. There's this thing. And like, I was so excited to tell her. And I really wanted her to like also get excited. And then she would just be like, I don't understand why you're so obsessed with this shit. She goes, all you talk about is acting. All you talk about is acting. You're like, acting this, acting. You're talking about it so much. So really her only comment is just like, man, you're obsessed. She goes, honestly, this is not normal. She's like, I've never heard anyone more obsessed about something than you are about acting. And I'm like, Mom, I just love it. I keep thinking about it. I keep doing this. And like every chance I got, I would always call her and I'd be like, Mom, because you know she's working at the store like 12 hours a day, every day. Mm-hmm. My mom was working at a beer and wine store every single day. My dad was disabled. He wasn't really able to work. And then he tried to contribute the best way that he can. No one can run a business like the owner. So my mom basically took this like, you know, patriarchal role in our house, was like, I'm going to go to work every day. And that paid for our college, paid for our school. So my mom basically was putting in hours. And every chance I would call my mom, I'd be like, Mom, I'm on set. I'm doing this thing. And then she'd be like, oh my God, bro. She goes, you're so obsessed with this shit. So she, when I ended up getting like my first professional, like really professional job, I wasn't as an actor. I was a stand-in for an actor. Mm-hmm. It was a show called Detroit 187. And I was a stand-in for Michael Imperioli, who plays Christopher from The Sopranos. So I was standing in for him, and they ended up giving me a role in the last episode. It was my first TV role ever. So it was like a big, I mean, my line was very short.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah. My line was, Agent Harkins, there's a tunnel in the basement. So maybe you recognize my work?
I mean, I love it. I'm sure it's great.
It was like very small, but like I basically proved to my mom, like, Mom, look, I can get on this box, like this thing that we used to watch, and we see all these actors. I'm also there now. So like, I think she eventually was just like, bro, this guy's so obsessed. He's not going to stop. He was so relentless. Whether I support him or not, he's just going to hate me if I don't support him. So I feel like she's like, I have no choice. Like I pretty much gave her no choice. I was like, if you don't support me, it's going to destroy my life.
Spoken like a true like Middle Eastern son, like
yeah.
My mom's approval.
Yeah, so you know, I ended up coming to LA. She's told me to quit and she's encouraged me to quit. Like even now, like my dad's a little like older and like he's in his 80s, so he's like, you know, not as sharp as he used to be. Like he still's like, you know, you could still work with your brother. And then I'm just like, all right, cool. Well, I'm gonna go do Little Caesars Arena tonight.
Yeah. You guys want to come?
Yeah. They're like, no, I don't. I'm like, all right.
I'm sure it's really hard for them to wrap their brains around that, considering they're immigrants. We both know how hard immigrants work. Like, it's like they're just based on like their whole life is like based on survival and just setting up a whole new life here. Obviously wanting the best for their kids, but to them, the best is always a degree, as you've mentioned as well. And so anything outside of that is like, how are you going to survive? Like, where's the longevity in that, right? Like it doesn't always click for them because that was never an option for them.
Totally. They have a survival mentality.
Yeah.
So they just think survival. Getting a degree, that is the most valuable weapon in America.
Right.
And not having a degree, you're at massive disadvantage. I think that whole idea is starting to crumble.
Oh yeah, 100%.
It's like, you don't need that.
No. Unless I think one of your brothers is like a neurosurgeon.
Oh yeah, him, yeah.
Yeah, like he needs his degree. And
Yeah,
I'm sure
yeah.
you've heard this before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
needs his degree.
Wait, were you always just amongst your brothers? Because I mentioned to you, I have 3 boys, and my middle son, but like he's like really like sharp and like witty, and I do see it in him where he's like my oldest is like the oldest, and the youngest is just like off the wall, like always trying to get his way, being the trying to be super cute all the time. Like he's always working it, right? He's like always trying to like work me. And I noticed like the middle one never asks for anything. Like he's just chill. He's just like go with the flow. And he's also very entertaining when he wants to be. Did you always have this personality from a young age, or has it just developed? Like you're very like outgoing. You're just very warm and entertaining, like naturally entertaining. Like I could sit here for hours.
Yeah, I really liked the spotlight for sure. Like I liked when people would look at me. I love, like I mentioned, like I love doing impressions, and it was like a way to like show that I'm cool. You know, I think I really wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
And it's at the core, I think everyone either they want to be cool, seen as cool, or they don't want to be seen as cool. For me, being cool was very important. So it was like, oh man, when I do impressions, people think it's cool. So I would like do that. So I always did feel like I enjoyed being in front of people. I love performing. I love talking in front of people and making people laugh. In the beginning, it was obviously for survival. Mm-hmm. So my bullies would leave me alone. And yeah, I was just always like that. I was always making jokes. And even when I was in high school, like I was a class clown. I was best storyteller. I loved doing jokes, and everyone was just like, man, Paul's so funny. We'd be at the lunch table roasting each other. And I was always kind of like that.
But it's so smart that you decided to trust that side of you as an adult, because not everyone has that. And it sounds like you just had that already and you knew to like go with that. Were you, because you were on track to go to law school?
Yeah.
And you very bravely, and I say bravely because that is very brave to trust in yourself and make a big move like that, chose not to. Do you remember when it clicked for you, when you were like, I have to just stop this path and I need to start this whole new path?
This sounds corny. It's gonna sound corny as hell, but it's genuinely the truth. The first time I saw myself on camera, like act in a thing, I really felt like I had to perfect it. I was like, I have to be better at this. This is what I want to dedicate my life to. I'm going to be so good at what this is that I'm going to be the best. So I kind of just didn't look back after that. And everything else I did was to help service that. Like when I was in college, like, yeah, let me just get a degree, and then, I'm going to keep doing this though. So I would relentlessly like act by myself. I would do like scenes, and I would like read plays, and then I minored in theater in college. Like basically I was trying to balance both things. Be a good son, which is get my degree, and then also do what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pretty early when I was just hooked.
That's great to kind of know, just you have like such a strong sense of what you wanted to do from a young age.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few, like my first love, like the first time I felt like that was with sports, with basketball. Like I probably could have been in the NBA if I was better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't.
If you were better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of got to be good.
Yeah, you got to be good at it.
That's what they see. Yeah, and I'm like, but I'm nice.
But I'm nice.
I'm cool.
And I like it.
Hey, I'm cool. I was like, I can make everyone laugh. We're going to hang out. Give me a jersey.
They should have a position for you where you can do that.
Yeah, honestly.
Team morale.
I should just be vibes.
Yeah.
Like put me on the court and let me just like fuck around a little bit. Like, why does everyone want to win so bad? Everyone's like, no, you got to score. And it's like, bro, let me just like.
And then they're all upset after, like throwing little tantrums. You could be there to like lighten the mood.
Lighten the mood. Look, people are paying money to watch a game.
Yeah.
Right? So why wouldn't they want to see vibes? Like if the Toronto Raptors drafted Drake to play on the team, I think every game would be sold out.
100%.
Every game would be sold out, and people couldn't wait for Drake to get on the court. And what do you care about? Points?
I don't care about points. I just want people to have fun.
I just want people to have fun.
Yeah.
I want people to have fun. Also, like the t-shirt cannon people, they always shoot it to like the people at top. Shoot at the front row. Let it hit someone in the chest.
They paid a lot of money to be there.
Yeah, get. They deserve a shirt.
Yeah, they need their money for sure.
Give them a shirt.
For sure. Speaking of Drake, did you hear about his new album?
I'm about to finish it. I'm gonna finish it. But yeah, I heard. I mean, I'm sure you heard the thing about the DJ.
Khaled.
Yeah. He called him out. Yeah, beautiful.
Beautiful. I mean, I'm glad somebody did. Everyone's like, well, what was Drake doing for Palestine? I'm like, this.
Yeah, Mo did in his special. Mo did it very beautifully with how he met. He started his special with "Fuck DJ Khaled."
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can't go wrong with Mo. But as far as like hip hop, right? Like all this beefing back and forth, I'm glad somebody took a shot at DJ Khaled.
Yeah.
It's kind of lousy to like just not speak up for your own people. Like it's just, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like that thing of like, no, I'm white.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, he's just like, it's like, are you Palestinian? He goes, no, I'm rich.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it is. He's like exempt from like having to participate in being Palestinian.
Yeah, because he bought himself out. He cashed the Palestinian check. And he goes, cool, I'm done. So it's like, you're asking him to stand up for something that he already deposited. He's like, bro, I'm done. You know?
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And it's like, cool, that's why you're still rapping about what you got.
Yeah.
But I like to see you rap about who you are. Oh, wait, you forgot. Bitch.
Wow. Bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drake should sample that.
Yeah, Drake. Driz. Hi, Driz. I think you beat Kendrick, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, sure did. You know what I thought of when you were talking about wanting to be cool? I thought of like Jeff Bezos and how there's like you are cool and you're like contributing to culture, right? Like through your art and through comedy. That to me is very cool. But there's a really big difference between already being culturally relevant and then trying to buy your way into culture. And so I'm wondering, as someone who's been in the industry for a minute, do you think that people can and do buy their way into culture?
There's like a good version and a bad version of it where like people are like culture vultures to their own culture. And they're basically like, hey, I'm this now. But also I'm like, man, don't be afraid of it. And it's fine. If you're doing it for your own gain, honestly, I just pray that you'll walk away with some sort of pride.
Yeah.
Even if something starts off as like, I'm just going to bite off my own culture and people are playing the culture card because they think it can help their career. I'm like, listen, I hope it leads you to some truth. So I kind of don't knock that. And that's not a popular take. A lot of people are like, no, man, fuck that. These people are like, where were you? How come you weren't protesting with us? How come you weren't doing this? Now you want to hang up a banner? And it's like, listen, bro, God has a plan for everybody. Let them walk their path. I just pray that it leads them to the truth and they feel and honestly, they realize what they did was sinful. You know?
Yeah, I hope those people realize that too.
Yeah.
I guess that's all we can say.
That's all we can say, man. You know, it's like, I think every fruit ripens on its own schedule. And
it's a good metaphor.
Yeah, you know, and I feel like you can't force it. You can't force it. So you just kind of have to really trust it. And I think some people, the truth comes to them much later in life, like me. So I think I come at it from a different point of view because I'm someone who kind of didn't really know who he was until like very recently. Like I just learned how to answer the question, who are you?
So who are you?
I'm Paul Elia. I'm an Iraqi Assyrian. And I am Chaldean Catholic.
Period.
Yeah. And I also believe that I don't believe one religion is right. I think every religion has a point. I think they all have truth to them.
Yeah.
And I also don't eat pork because, you know, what if I'm wrong?
Really?
I think that, yeah.
You really do have that thought process where you're like, I could be wrong?
Like 2 of the 3 major religions don't eat pork.
Right.
So if I'm playing like Heaven DraftKings,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bet no pork.
Okay. That makes
2 out of 3
sense.
odds.
Yeah.
And
Good
then
point.
what's going to happen? Like, let's say, I go to heaven and it's like, hey, Christianity's right. Hey, you could have had pork. I'm like, all right, man. Honestly, I was cool without it.
You're like, I'm in shape. So
I'm in shape. I'm good. Also, it was kind of nasty. Bacon bits are gross. And then,
Yeah.
so imagine if like, they're like, actually, Islam is right. I'll be like, well, you saw me take the pepperoni off.
Yeah.
And then,
And you're good.
yeah, they're like, you're good. I'm like, yo, sorry, Kid Rock. And then I'm going to live my life.
I love that. That's really great logic.
Yeah, yeah.
I think people should just base their lives off of that exact logic. Like, hey, just focus on 2 out of the 3. Like every situation, we'll just look at 2 out of the 3.
Yeah. And I'm like, all right, see.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a numbers
right
game.
on. Like now that you have a better sense of your identity, and I want to ask you, there's like, our stories aren't typically told. Like we talked about this earlier, as Middle Easterners or Arabs, our stories aren't really told in mainstream media through our own point of view or our words. It's usually told in a way that can serve a specific narrative. But then when we have people like you and Mohammed and Rami Youssef and Bassem Youssef who are able to write your own narrative and share that with the world, what is that like? What are you hoping you see that influence?
I'm hoping it influences people to see the difference. I'm hoping that, and I think people can clearly see it. Like when you go on X and you see the Islamophobia and you see how they talk about Arabs, it's almost cartoonish.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious. But what people are forgetting is that this was normal 20 years ago.
Yeah.
20 years ago, the news was that. Like you see like someone put a entire burqa on the Statue of Liberty. Like, and people back then would be like, yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
No, it's
you know
so
what I'm saying?
ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. And like once
Insane.
Mamdani got elected, like, and then that started to come. So then I'm like, and then that those like images started populating and it's hilarious. So I'm feeling like they're spinning the narrative that Middle Easterns, Arabs, that our stories either A, don't matter, B, are segregative or segregating within our own community, where it's like women are this, and then it's like, oh man, we hate people that are not like us, or Sunni and Shiites, they hate each other. Islam is going to do this, or Christians, their priests are hurting children. Like a lot of these like things that people had proof of, and then you look at it now, and it's like, bro, I laugh at that shit now. And then it's like, yeah, well, there's a whole nother narrative that I think people are starting to connect to, and that's honestly stronger and louder.
True.
It's louder. Like shows like Rami are louder than any Islamophobia.
Yeah.
Like it's just Bassem Youssef on Pierce Morgan is louder than any Islamophobia.
He is. And he does not miss a beat, even with his like thick Egyptian accent. I love listening to it.
Yes, Paul, how are you? I am on Well Rooted Podcast.
Love it. Who are some of like the new up and coming Middle Eastern comedians that you think we should be taking note of?
I would say some of the biggest, I think the stars are going to pop off right now in a huge way. There's probably Emil Wakim.
Okay.
Malik Al Asel and Crystal Denha.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard of Crystal.
Crystal's incredible. She's Assyrian.
Oh, no way.
She's Assyrian from Detroit, Chaldean Assyrian.
Amazing.
Yeah, and she's taken off. She's very funny. I love her so much. She's so sweet, very motherly to everybody. Like if she doesn't even know you, she'll be like, "Hey, let me buy you some food. Are you hungry?" She's that type of person. She helped plan my engagement. You know,
that's so sweet.
So sweet. She bought balloons. She got a cake. She did all this for me and my wife, and I'll never forget that. It was like such a selfless act. So, Malik never did that, and Emil never did that either. So, I probably should have rearranged the order.
Yeah. Or maybe, I don't know, just put them on standby for like a baby shower in the future.
Yeah,
Maybe they'll step up.
maybe they step up. Hopefully,
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I lost faith in them, but Crystal's awesome.
We love Crystal. And congrats on getting married. Your wife is like stunning and she's
Yeah.
an oral surgeon. How are you just like surrounded by surgeons and doctors and like,
I don't know.
but you're set. Like you don't have to worry about anything. Like,
Surgeons have took care of me my whole life.
yeah.
My brother's taken care of me a lot and like really looked out for me. Man, you know, I also got to mention this. Like, I would not be where I am if it wasn't for my family, because it was really hard doing a lot of this. And even though they didn't support me, like, as an example, I would talk to my mom and she'd be like, Habibi, I'm just so heartbroken that somebody like you working so hard that you are where you are. You have a roommate, you don't have wife, you have nothing, and you are trying to make people laugh. Anyway, check your Venmo.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, $800. And I'm like, shit. I'm like, yeah, mom, you're right. I'm so dumb, you know. I'm like, hey, talk to you next month. You know, and it's like they definitely like supported me when I needed it. And I felt like a part of me felt ashamed of that. I didn't want to like talk about that because I was like, no, man, I don't want to fuck with my narrative. I want people to look at me and be like, no, man, you did it all on your own. But it's like, the reality is man, they helped me out. Not a lot, you know, but it's like there were some moments where I was like, man, I have $8 in my account and I'm living in a 1-bedroom apartment with a white rapper named Scripture.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you survived that.
Yeah. Who was also an atheist.
Okay.
And his name was Scripture.
That's like, have you ever written about that in any of your comedy sets?
You know, I probably should.
The material just comes to you, huh?
Yeah. And I'm just like, you don't even believe in you?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
But
I still talk to him.
You do?
Yeah, Scripture's cool.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. Hey.
Shout out Scripture.
Hi, Scripture. Hey.
But I love that you do share that because that's really what Middle Eastern families are all about. Like, even if they don't agree with every decision you're making, they're not going to leave you hanging. Like, I just could never really see that.
Yeah, they wouldn't leave me hanging. I mean, every time I asked them for help, I felt like I was losing their respect. So that's why a part of me was like, I can't ask them for help anymore. I can't ask them to help. I got to do it on my own. And I'm glad I did because it forced me to like hustle so hard. I was like, I'm going to work a catering job. After the catering job, I go do stand-up. After stand-up, I go work at a nightclub. I work at a nightclub. I get home, work another catering job, do work on set, help produce someone's thing, write for somebody, ghostwrite jokes. Like I had like 10 jobs at once and I was hustling so hard, doing whatever I could. And that was actually, at the end of the day, I was so tired, but I was like, man, I made it. I was able to do it. I made it by another month. Another month I did it and I didn't ask for their help. So made me happy.
That's amazing. That's really, really amazing to hear. What is your advice to young comics and actors that are trying to make it as well?
The best advice I would give them is really nurture your relationship with your faith. I think it's very hard to do it without any faith. It's very difficult. I really feel for the Scientologists. It's a hard life.
It must be.
Yeah, you got to dress up as a movie theater usher. Stand outside Hollywood Boulevard, pass out literature. So I would say definitely, like, I just feel like faith really helps make us stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you need that strength because I think it's a mental battle. If you put in the work and you're making things and you're really working to get better, people will notice. The bar is definitely raised in terms of how good you have to be, especially with like AI and everything else. Like things look so flawless and you can make a movie with very little and AI, you can make it a whole thing. So best advice I'd give them is A, attach yourself to your faith. B, be better than everyone else and make that the standard. And C, put everything out. Put it out. Shoot a film, put it out. Shoot a sketch, put it out. Even if it's like you're in your apartment, be like, you know what? I'm going to make one video a week and like really make it and learn how to direct, learn how to act. Don't just learn how to do one thing.
Mm-hmm.
You should learn how to do everything. So that's really as simple as it is. That's what it is. It's not going to a party and meeting someone. I've met so many people. Almost all of them never help me. I go to so many networking events. I snuck into the Golden Globes in 2012.
Do tell.
Oh, I met a Ukrainian guy
Uh-huh.
at Starbucks. This is back when Starbucks was cool.
Yeah.
By the way, if I ever go to Starbucks, it's just use the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I don't flush because fuck them.
Yeah, fuck them.
Yeah. So I'll go to all these events, and then I saw this Ukrainian guy at a Starbucks, and he was like, "Hey man, I was supposed to go to the Golden Globes. Do you want to go?" So he gave me his like key card, because I guess it's like a hotel key card they give you, and that's like sort of used as your pass. So I just pulled up in my Altima that's dirty as hell with a missing bumper. I parked a little far. I saw all these black cars valeting, so I'm like, oh man, I got to park in the street. So I just parked on like side of Rodeo. It said no parking. I was like, I don't care if I get a ticket, bro. I'm just gonna leave the car here. Went in there and I got in. Made it through security. They were like looking at it. Was I was waiting in line. It was me, Jonah Hill, P. Diddy. I don't know why that was the order.
And that was the only time.
That was the only time I was around him. I wasn't at any parties.
Thank you for clarifying.
I was in line with him.
So if you ever see a photo of Paul Elia standing in between Jonah Hill, by the way, also kind of problematic, and P. Diddy, just by accident.
Just by accident. I'm just trying to go into the Golden Globes. Exactly. Not the white party.
That part.
Yeah. And then, and I was there and I was like trying to network and meet people. And I think it brought a lot of perspective because I was like, man, I should just work hard and be invited as a guest. Mm-hmm. You know? But
it's kind of cool that you still were able to sneak into the Golden Globes.
Oh, so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I saw Mario Lopez. I was like, man, this guy looks like a mannequin. His face was so shiny.
How does he still look like that?
Man, he, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's, my uncle thinks Mario Lopez is in the Illuminati because he looks good.
I mean,
he called me the other day and he goes, Paul, do you see Jennifer Lopez? I was like, yeah, J-Lo. And he goes, I call her by her full name, okay?
Yeah, have some
J-Lo. J-Lo is the name they gave her, you know? And I'm like, oh, who's they? And he goes, it's the evil people, They make her look young,
Yeah. I mean, he might be right. One day we might find out that everything he's just said was right.
Damn, that'd be crazy, bro.
That would be crazy.
That she's putting goat blood on herself?
Honestly, you can't bottle that. Like, so she's selling whatever she's selling at Sephora because she can't bottle that. That makes so much sense now. Well, what you just said reminded me. I was watching Hacks last night, and Deborah Vance, the character, says, as a comedian, you have to do it and fail to find who you are. Do you agree with that quote?
Totally.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways to navigate finding who you are. Mm-hmm. There's so many different roads. One of them, and all of them actually, have failure involved. So you have to be comfortable with failing. And I think most people aren't. They're too afraid. So they just never try. That's the sad part.
That's really sad. The untapped potential.
Bro, I look at some comedians, funny as hell. I look at their Instagram. I'm like, where are the videos? How can I post no videos? They're like, man, I don't want to post a video and see it get not a lot of views. Look, I have close to 170,000 followers right now on Instagram. I post a video. Sometimes that shit bombs. I'm like, 300 likes? I am a loser.
I am convinced that it's just the algorithm works against us so much.
Yeah, but people are so afraid of it. They're like, oh man, what if I post a video of my best joke and only gets 100 likes? Now I'm a failure. And I'm like, bro, then post another one. And then post another one. And then 3 weeks later, post that same video again. But
okay, that's actually a really good piece of advice.
Yeah, the failure is just too much.
Yeah. And some people are afraid of being seen. They're afraid of actually being seen online. We're going to do a quick little game. Mm-hmm.
Backgammon?
No.
Okay.
Good son, bad son. Since you're a good son, you're going to be able to tell me if these guys are good sons or bad sons, and if they're bad, what you would tell them advice wise to like fix their behavior.
Okay.
Okay, so Bart Simpson,
Bart Simpson, bad son.
bad son. What makes him a bad son?
He puts his parents through too much torture
He does.
and too many pranks, and he needs to spend more time with his family and less time skateboarding.
Really good advice.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know the Brooklyn Beckham story?
No.
Okay, so just to make it short, Brooklyn Beckham is David and Victoria Beckham's son. He married a billionaire's daughter. Ever since, started acting really weird towards his family, and then a few months ago went online and just like went in on his parents publicly on Instagram, like especially on his mom. It was really nasty, and they all unfollow each other now. And they're like deranged, like they don't speak. So
Awful son.
awful.
Next level, sin.
Right? Like, could you imagine ever like publicly?
Yeah, these people completely lost the battle with reality
Yeah,
and
100%.
morality.
And
It's like your parents, your mother, they brought you into this world.
mhm.
And it's like, if you don't agree with them, then you should sit down and talk to them and understand them. Like, you don't just like throw it out and lash them online and destroy them and just torch the whole thing. Like that's very selfish, actually.
Yeah,
Even if they're wrong, it's selfish. It's like, well, who are you doing that for? You doing that for you? How do you feel now? You feel good?
yeah,
It's sad.
super sad.
I hate this guy.
I hate him too, and that's
Yeah.
really all I know about him because of that. Prince Harry,
That's hard.
it's hard.
That's hard. I would say, I do believe he loves his family, so I'd say good son.
Yeah,
But he has disgraced his family, I believe.
yeah. Two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, I think his family didn't accept him.
Mm,
I think his family was like, listen, we accept you. However you decide to move, like, we're with you. If they would have accepted him, I think it would have been a lot different. But because they didn't accept him, they made the blowout even bigger because they're under microscope for every move they do.
yeah, I feel like it depends on what parent you ask. I feel like Princess Diana would have said great son.
Prince Daniel would have said great son.
Dad, not so much maybe right now.
Yeah.
Seems like a great husband though.
Yeah, he's still with Megan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey.
Okay, my favorite. Okay, Barron Trump.
Barron Trump's a good son.
He seems like a good son.
Yeah, he doesn't talk much.
Yeah.
You know, and I think he knows his lane. And I think if he has nothing good to say, he says nothing.
Yeah.
So I appreciate his silence. And I think he shows up to the events and he's like, listen, bro, I'm standing by my family. But he's never made like any public statements. I don't think he's spoken a word yet.
Yeah. I think you're right.
I haven't seen him speak. And one time I saw a cord attached to his leg. So I think he's created by Waymo
Oh.
and he's really a robot.
Oh.
Yeah. But then I say this and then people are like, stop, you're crazy. He's a human being. And then I'm like, man, whatever.
Whatever. Honestly, nothing. I don't put anything past anyone these days.
Waymo Trump.
Waymo Trump. It's a thing. Okay. We always wrap up with what does it mean to be well rooted to you?
Being well rooted is knowing who you are and sticking to it. There's a lot of people who know who they are, yet they run away from it.
Mhm.
And there's some people who don't know who they are, so they have nothing to run away from. But being well rooted is knowing where your roots are and embracing it.
I agree 100%.
Is that the best answer you've gotten?
Yeah, it's up there. It is.
What
I'm
was the
gonna-
best answer you've gotten? You remember?
I'm gonna compare it to Alana Hadid's, but I think like you guys are the top.
What did Alana say?
I don't remember. So right now,
Okay.
that's the best answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really good.
Thanks.
And I feel like you spoke from your own personal experience, which is meaningful.
I did.
Where can everyone find you and where can everyone watch your special?
You guys, you can watch the special. You can watch the special right now. Various platforms. You go to Watermelon Plus and you can watch it for free there without a subscription.
Wait, that's amazing. I had no idea.
Yeah. So Watermelon, so my special got flagged for mentioning Trump's name. And so there's like a massive
Wait.
roadblock.
That special is flagged for mentioning Trump's name.
Yeah, because I tried to run Google ads,
Okay.
and then all my ads were flagged because I mentioned Trump's name.
Oh,
You can't
okay,
mention any
okay.
political figures if you're going to run an ad.
Okay, okay.
So I didn't know comedy specials weren't exempt. So I was like,
Okay.
oh, I'm a comedian, though. They're like, nope, even if
Yeah.
satirical, you can't run a Google ad and mention Trump. So they wanted me to bleep Trump's name. And I didn't do it. And they said, or you got to apply for election certification, which would have made my entire YouTube channel. The reason why I resisted against that is because it would have made it like a political channel. And it's like, so anyway, Watermelon Plus, Watermelon Pictures were so sweet enough to like pick up the special and they put on their platform for free. Then we're not making any money off it. They're like, we just want people to see it. So they use their platform and their reach to get people to watch it. So I'm like so grateful for them. Watermelon Plus or YouTube or Facebook.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And where can people follow you?
Paul Elia, Elia comedy everywhere.
Thank you for being here. This was so fun.
This is great. I'm glad we did this.
Yay. Thank you for listening to another episode of Well Rooted. If you enjoyed today's episode and felt it brought you value, please subscribe, leave a comment, give us a like, and a review. This episode of Well Rooted has been brought to you by Jarrar & Associates CPAs. With locations across all of Los Angeles, Jarrar & Associates has been helping entrepreneurs and creatives make their dreams come true for over 2 decades. Go to jarrarcpa.com to learn more. This is Haneen, and we are all well rooted.